We have a big shoot today where we have 2 guests coming in to have 6 videos recorded with Jeb. So we're gonna put the 2 guests in the couch and Jeb in the chair. 1 camera, 2 camera, 3 camera. Shooting a cross angle. This is essentially an over-the-shoulder shot. Second camera is a camera for the wide shot. And then third camera is a 50 that is directly looking at this chair. And we are obviously running timecode on everything. So we got 2 mic arms attached to this table, and there's 1 on that stand. And our production area is through that glass where our producer is going to sit with that mic. We have a Rodecaster Pro 2 on the left. All the 4 channels are used. Number 1 is for producer, the other ones are for the guests. All these cameras have HDMIs running out to this room, and I'll show you that right now. This is the A7 Mini Extreme ISO. Camera 1, 2, and 3 is the one that's inside. We also have the audio coming from this connected to the mic input on this unit. We can also record the video with ISO recording and all the channels separately on the Rode. And this is the podcast looks. The 6 videos that we're shooting today, they have to look different. They want to be able to play them over the course of like 2 months without the audience knowing that it was shot on the same day. And we're also going to move the set a little bit, and when it gets played, it's going to be rotated. So each room is going to be played once. So by the time they realize that this might be the same room, then they are already going to be on video 4, which would be 8 weeks in between. So they shouldn't be able to tell that it isn't the same thing. I shoot everything with timecode. So these are the Tentacle Sync E's. I have 4 of these, 1 on this camera and 3 here. I use the master to jam any other device. And I have 3 audio recorders, the Track E's. These are 32-bit. Microphone choice is Sennheiser MKE2 Golds only. I have a bunch of these. I'm wearing one right now. And every trainer and every studio has their own. This is the travel kit for our guests. So we're gonna have 1 dedicated for Jeb and 2 for the guests. I'm gonna hand off one of mine to them. And I use the master, to jam the Slate, the Deity timecode Slate. I can take the timecode from here and perfectly match it on the Deity to slate all the episodes. All right. Here we are in Studio Red. This is our next location, so as soon as they're done over there, we're gonna have a wardrobe change and they're gonna come over here. The lighting situation is permanent in this room because we also use this for training. The only thing we added is this 120D Mark II, which will be lighting Jeb. But all the rest of the lights are always here because this is very simple. We didn't want anything high key. This should be just a basic conversation. So we're doing bar height stools, 2 of them for the guests, 1 for Jeb. This is the Studio Green shoot. This is quite an interesting setup because we are not using the house lights at all. So everything was manually lit. All the way around we have sound blankets blocking the unused sections so the audio stays clear. We have lots of lights on the ceiling. These are also permanent. But because we're shooting interview style and we're rotating the room to this location, we're gonna have some lights set up. So Trey's working on the lights. He's bringing them in now. For this 3-person interview, there's this chair for these 2 camera angles. There's these 2 chairs that look this way and that way. I'm gonna sit over there so I can demonstrate it for you. So this tripod that I already have here is gonna be pointing to Jeb like that, probably with the 50. And then on this tripod, I'm gonna have probably a 2470 so I can find what I want, kind of like this, with 2 people sitting in a straight line so they don't go out of focus. I may actually shift this because I want them to see the logo. Essentially, we have 3 people, 2 guests and our host. Guests are looking into this camera. Both of them are visible. We have the wide shot that sees everything. And then our host has 2 angles. One that was direct and another one that looks between the 2 guests. So this angle right here is looking between the 2 shoulders of the guests. So you can only see the back side of them. but you see his face direct, which is quite an interesting thing. And we usually don't do this, but I like the fact that you can see the perspective of the interviewer. We'll see how this all turns out. We're probably not going to use this angle, the wide shot. It is an emergency shot, and it may just be used for like 5 seconds to show the setup, because sometimes it's interesting to see like behind the scenes. All the lights and all the tubes are ready to go. So we got a hair light up here for the guests, and then we have a hair light up there for Jeb. He's gonna sit in this chair, and we're gonna move 2 chairs over here. And then on this side we have the soft boxes for everyone and the gown light, just because we want the shadows under their chin to disappear. And we also have 2 light blue color tubes turned on, because their company colors are also light blue. So we're spilling some of that to the wall to create some color contrast. This isn't the superly overlit scene, and we're shooting f2.8 on every single camera, and our ISO is locked at 400 on the A7SIIIs. All cameras are A7SIIIs. They're all running the Tentacle Sync E Timecode device, and I'm on the Tentacle's Track E recorder for each of the talents. That's how we make these fast, because as soon as I'm dumping this after the shoot, in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna have the timelines for every single episode, and we shot 6 today.